Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing a Coomodel figure for you, which might come as a surprise because it's been such a long time since I've done a Coomodel review. In fact, I think it's been like 2 years since the last Coomodel figure that I bought. And there are a few reasons for that. The main reason is these figures have just become ridiculously expensive in recent years. And I mean, don't get me wrong, these figures are incredible and they've definitely improved over the years. The detail has become just incredible. But with that said, I do think that Coomodel is maybe a little bit out of touch with reality. Most collectors just can't afford these figures. This one, for example, this is the Holy Empire Knights Bronze Commemorative Edition figure. And this one cost me almost $500. This was a $450 figure that just came out. And I just think that's a crazy price, and most collectors just can't afford that. So I have a lot of issues with Coomodel these days, which is why I haven't really been buying many figures from them in a long time. But I guess I'll talk about that more later. For now, let's show you the figure. So this is, like I said, the Holy Empire Knights figure that just dropped. I had him on pre-order back in the spring. I saw him and I just really wanted to get him. He looks awesome, so I finally decided to just spend the money. So anyway, not much to see here. This is the shipping box that you get. Alright, so here's the actual box, which is really beautiful. Here's the figure, which, as you can see, he looks incredible. Wow, what a beautiful knight figure. There he is, all geared up in his armor. I mean, just absolutely beautiful armor. This is why I really wanted to get him. I don't have any Coomodel figures with this type of armor, so I really wanted to add him to the collection. And like I said, he just came out in 2024. So if you want to get him, you better get him now, because once these go out of stock, the prices only get higher. So that's the box. And let's take a look at the contents within. So here's the figure as you get him. So yeah, let me take him out here. Right off the bat, very heavy, as you would expect and as you would want. And thankfully, all of this armor is pretty much put on for you right off the bat. I don't think I'd want to put all this on. Looks very tedious and difficult, but yeah, this armor is gorgeous. Take a look at this detailing. Wow. I mean, you can see why the prices are so expensive. I mean, the amount of work that goes into crafting this armor is just really impressive. So, and I believe this style of armor is called Maximilian armor. I think it's a later, more like Renaissance time period of armor. Could be wrong on that, but the figure itself, he looks like he's from the Renaissance period. I mean, look at this head sculpt. Almost looks like a conquistador with that goatee and the mustache. But the head sculpt looks great. I really like the head sculpt. Very lifelike. Okay, so that's the figure. We'll take a look at him more a little later once I get him all geared up. But you got a ton of interchangeable hands. You got gloved hands and then just bare hands, whatever you prefer. And what's really cool about this edition, he comes with 2 helmets. So we've got the basic helmet here. So here it is. This is really gorgeous. Wow. Beautifully crafted. I mean, look at the plating on this. Very nice. And of course, you can open it up, look inside, and the visor also opens. That is a gorgeous helmet. Wow. All right, and then the second one here is very interesting. What a unique looking helmet this is. Take a look at this thing. So on the visor, looks like a rooster or a chicken, but that was the style of armor. Like I said, it's called Maximilian armor, and often you would see um, different animals like this on the visor. That's really beautiful though. Look at the craftsmanship on that. That's so impressive. Wow. And same thing, you can obviously open it up, and the visor as well. Very, very impressive. Alright, so that's the first layer, and if we take this off, you can see all of his weapons here on the second layer. So right off the bat, we've got just a basic display stand. Now, this is where I have a grievance. For a figure that cost $450, I would really like a more exciting base plate stand here, but they just give you one of the basic ones. I mean, it would be nice to have a more decorative one for that price point. So that's a complaint. But yeah, let's take a look at the weapons he comes with. So, all right, we've got this halberd, and this is really beautiful. It's got a looks like bronze. It's made out of bronze. Very, very nice. All right, we've got his sword, which is very decorative, and this beautiful red and gold scabbard. That's gorgeous. And then here's the sword itself. Now, I mean, it looks pretty, but the quality of it is not as good as prior Coomodel figures. Usually they're just like really solid, but this is very bendable, which that's new. I don't like that. Seems like it could snap very easily. It just doesn't, the quality doesn't feel as good on it. So that was surprising to me. I don't like the quality of this sword. It just feels a little cheaper than other swords they've made in the past. So not a fan of that. Now, this two-handed sword, well, actually no, I'm corrected. This is the same thing. It feels kind of cheap, whereas their prior models had much better quality swords, so I'm not sure what that's about. Not really happy about that, to be honest. But I do like the grip and the handguard here. Look at the detailing on that. That's really nice. The blade itself is cool, but yeah, it feels very bendable, which I don't like that. So anyway, that's his two-handed great sword, and then his last weapon here. He's got a ton of weapons. He's got this beautiful mace. Take a look at this thing. Now this feels really, really solid. I like this a lot. A brutal weapon. It looks awesome. Alright, so those are all the weapons he comes with, and then just lastly, he comes with these socks, if you want to put those on. They're like, they go up to the knees or something. And then if you want to swap out his feet, you've got some shoes here. And then he also has this beautiful cloak. And we've got this nice gold print on it. This is very, very nice. Good quality. Alright guys, so that is everything you're getting with this figure. Stay tuned, I will put them together for you. Alright guys, well here is the figure. I've got him equipped with some of his weapons and also his helmet and his cape. And wow, just take a look at how magnificent this figure is. I'm really blown away by just the amount of work that went into crafting the armor. So many small details here, which is why I guess the price is so high. But yeah, right now I've got him holding his halberd, and he holds it pretty well. Looks good. It's kind of tricky getting weapons into these hands. They're very, very tight. So there's a different pose, kind of like him holding it like this better, honestly. It looks better. Very beautiful. I love how just like shiny his armor is. It's just gleaming, and it's really beautiful. Take a look at this helmet. It fits perfectly onto the head sculpt. It's very secure. Looks great. Let me open up the visor here. So there he is with the visor open. Now you do want to be careful. These bolts tend to get loose over time, so I wouldn't open this up too much, especially down where it opens at the neck. If it gets too loose, then it doesn't stay on the head as well. I've had that happen with other models of mine. So just a word of warning there. But once again, just take a look at how wonderfully this armor is crafted. I mean, this is definitely the most impressive Coomodel figure that I have. This armor is just unbelievable. Take a look at the gauntlets. Just all of this plating is really, really well sculpted. Oh, that is gorgeous. I love the armor here on the arm. This looks fantastic. His pauldrons look great. And here's the breastplate. Very, very nice. And I also really love how the silver and the red look together. This like crimson cape just looks awesome, and I love this gold printing. It just all really ties together very nicely. A very regal looking knight. I'm not sure like how historically accurate this guy is, or what Coomodel was basing this off of. But regardless, this looks phenomenal. Now you can see he's got his sword strapped onto the back like that. And this is what I'm talking about with historical accuracy. I don't think this is very historically accurate, but it sure looks awesome, that's for sure. So let me take the halberd out of his hands, and here's the sword. Let me try to get this into his hands. There we go. So there he is holding the sword. Pretty cool. Now I will say, I mean, the leg armor is also equally as beautiful, especially around here. Take a look at all of this. This is beautifully crafted here. And I do have just a minor complaint with the boots. I mean, this is really nice here. All of this plating is very well made. My only complaint, I don't like this aspect here. So instead of like real boots, they have like this like weird metal, these weird metal feet, and then the armor is just supposed to like cover it like that. I guess it's because of the awkward shape, which I understand. My only complaint is these like kind of fly up a lot, and then you can just see these weird like black awkward looking feet, which looks really weird to me. So that's my only complaint. The boots kind of look a little awkward because they're always like flapping open like that. But it's just a minor complaint. As long as they're down like that, that looks awesome. And then take a look at his clothes underneath. Look at this like really regal looking tunic, and then his pants, just really nice. Look at the patterns. I'm not going to take this armor off. You can if you want to see everything underneath, but I mean, that's just way too much work, and I feel like once you take this armor off, putting it back on, it's just never quite the same again, if you know what I mean. Alright, well, let me take this helmet off. I want to put on his other helmet for you. Alright, so there's one last look at this one. I prefer this one personally. I just think this is awesome. But the other one is also very nice. So once again, here is his rooster helm. And I think this was like some kind of pre-sale exclusive helmet. So I don't think it's included with every single figure. Now this is really cool. A little bit strange with the rooster visor, but I mean that's really awesome. Look at that. Really like that. And I think I said earlier, this is a common thing you would see with Maximilian armor. There would be like some kind of animal on the visor, or like a kind of a creepy looking face, probably for intimidation purposes, or maybe just because it was ornate or cool, I don't know. But I really do like this rooster helm. This is awesome. And let me take the sword out, and I want to give him let's equip him here with this massive two-handed sword. Wow, this thing is huge. Take a look at this. And then lastly, let me get the mace there to show you what that looks like. So here's the mace. Also pretty cool looking. I think my preferred weapon is the halberd. That looks the most regal and looks the best on display, I think. But all of his weapons are really cool. I will say again though, just these blades on the sword and the two-handed sword are not great. They definitely feel kind of cheap, but the mace and the halberd are very nice. Great quality on those. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's everything to show for this figure. I hope I didn't miss anything. There's so much to just look at with these Coomodel figures. They're really beautiful and impressive. This one especially, I mean, is by far the most impressive one that I've ever owned, and I've had some pretty cool ones too, but this one just really blows my mind away with the amount of detail. This Maximilian armor is just absolutely gorgeous. I can't get over how beautiful it looks and just the amount of detail that went into crafting it. So you know, it's up to you if you want to pay $450 for this figure. You know, most people aren't going to think that's really worth it, but I mean, this figure is gorgeous. A lot of work went into it. I personally think the price points on these figures are just getting out of hand, despite the amount of detail. I think the prices are just a little bit out of control. And also, there is also a problem with, I think, sometimes quality control with these Coomodel figures. A lot of armor pieces break. You know, you pay like $400 and then like they're very delicate, so when something breaks, then you're kind of screwed because it's really hard to replace those parts. So that's another issue with these Coomodel figures, but it's really up to you. If you love knights as much as I do, then you know, I would recommend checking this figure out. He's incredible, you won't regret it. So yeah. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for the clip at the end of him on display. And as always, I will see you next time.